I just deployed a full-stack SaaS app with a login system, a live database, and AI-powered features in under 30 minutes. No backend team, no DevOps, no manually written SQL. Watch exactly how I did it. I'm Yassin, and on this channel, I test every AI tool so you don't waste your time on ones that don't deliver. Before we let the AI build anything, we need somewhere to store our data. Head to supabase.com. If you don't have an account, sign up free with GitHub. Once you're in, the first thing you'll see is your project's dashboard. Before we create a project, we need to make sure we're in the right organization. See this drop-down at the top left. This is your organization selector. Think of organizations as folders. They group your projects together, and each one can have its own team members and billing settings. If you're just starting out, you can use your personal default organization. But if you're building this as a separate product, I recommend creating a fresh one to keep things clean. I'll click New Organization, give it a name. I'm calling mine True AI Guide. For type, personal works fine for solo projects. But in my case, I chose education for our YouTube channel. And the plan, free, $0 a month. Supabase's free tier gives you 500 megabytes of database space and 50,000 monthly active users. More than enough to build and launch a real product. Hit Create Organization. Give the project a name, AI Finance Tracker. Now this part matters. Use the password generator or create a strong password and save that password in a safe place. Supabase will not show this to you again. Pick the region closest to your users, then hit Create Project. Database is ready. Next, let's move to give Antigravity its superpowers. Before we build anything, if you don't have Antigravity installed yet, here's how to get it. Go to the official website, antigravity.google. This is Google's next generation IDE. It's a full code editor with the AI agent built directly into it. Not a plugin, not an extension, the agent is the product. Click Download for Windows. If you're on Mac, the button will say Download for Mac. Once it's done, open Antigravity. Antigravity opens and immediately asks you to log in. You'll see this authentication required message in the right panel. That's normal. The AI agent requires a Google account to run. Click the blue Login button in the top right corner. A sign-in pop-up appears directly inside the app. Click Sign in with Google. This opens your browser for the account selection step. Your browser opens to Google's account chooser. Choose an account to continue to Google Antigravity. Select whichever Google account you want to use. If you have multiple accounts, any of them will work. Just pick one and click it. And that's it. One click on your Google account and Antigravity is fully set up. No API keys to configure, no billing to set up to get started. Just your existing Google account. The agent is now active and ready to use. Before we do anything, we need a project folder. Every project in Antigravity lives inside a folder on your computer. This is where all the generated files will be saved. Click the blue Open Folder button. The file browser opens. Navigate to wherever you want to store your projects. I keep all my projects in a folder called True AI Guide on my E drive. Once you're in the right location, we need to create a brand new empty folder for this project. Click the New Folder button at the top of the dialog. Name the folder AI Finance Tracker. All lowercase, hyphens between words, no spaces. This name will become our project name everywhere. In the file system, in GitHub, in Vercel. Keeping it consistent across all three saves a lot of confusion later. The folder is completely empty right now. That's correct. Antigravity and the AI agent will generate every single file inside it from our prompt. We don't need to create anything manually. Click Select Folder. The workspace is open. Look at the title bar. AI Finance Tracker. The Explorer on the left shows our empty folder. Here is the step that most tutorials skip entirely. And it's what makes Antigravity a true development agent, instead of just a code suggester. We're going to connect Supabase directly using MCP, Model Context Protocol. In the agent panel on the right, you'll see a tab called MCP Servers at the top. Click that. Here MCP Store opens and you can see Antigravity supports a whole ecosystem of integrations. Cloud Run, Firebase, BigQuery. These are all tools you can give your AI agent direct access to. Today, we want Supabases. Type it in the search bar and click it. Click Install and the setup pop-up appears, asking for one thing only, your Supabase access token. This is a personal access token tied to your Supabase account, not just one project. It's what gives Antigravity full agent-level access to manage your database. Click on the Supabase access token link and it will automatically redirect you to your access token page in your Supabase account. This is where Supabase manages all tokens that have access to your account. Click Generate New Token. Give your token a clear name. I'm calling mine AI Finance Tracker App, so I know exactly what it's for. Expire in, I'm setting it to never for development convenience. But pay attention to this warning right here. A non-expiring token has full control over your entire Supabase account. Treat it like a password. Never share it, never put it in your code, never push it to GitHub. Hit Generate Token. The token appears, and this is the only time you will ever see it. Supabase will not show it to you again after you leave this page. Click Copy right now and paste it somewhere safe immediately. Your password manager, your Notes app, somewhere. Once it's copied, head back to Antigravity. Paste your token in here and hit Save. You can see Antigravity confirming, saving to config and reloading MCP server list. It's registering the connection in real time. Once that status clears, Antigravity has full live access to your Supabase project. It can see your schema, create tables, apply security policies, run queries. All of it, without you writing a single line of SQL. That's the connection made. Now, let's actually build something with it. Before we type a single word, we need to configure two things. And most people just leave these on default and wonder why their results aren't great. First, conversation mode. Click the planning drop-down in the prompt bar. You'll see two options. Planning mode means the agent thinks before it acts. It maps out the full architecture, considers dependencies, and builds a step-by-step execution plan before writing a single file. Fast mode skips all that and just executes immediately. For a simple one-liner task, fast is fine. But for building an entire full-stack application from scratch, always use planning. Select it. Second, the model. Click the model selector right next to planning. You can see Antigravity supports multiple AI models. And this is one of its biggest advantages. You're not locked into one provider. For this build, I'm using Claude Opus 4.6 with thinking mode. This is currently the most capable model for complex multi-file code generation. It reasons through architectural decisions before writing, which means fewer errors and much cleaner output. Now, if you want an alternative, Gemini 3.1 Pro High is also excellent and it's brand new. It handles large code bases really well and is worth trying, especially if you're already in the Google ecosystem. Either of these two will give you great results for this project. For today, I'm staying on Claude Opus 4.6. Select your model and let's write the prompt. Alright, MCP connected, planning mode on, Claude Opus 4.6 selected. Now let's give Antigravity its mission. Here's my prompt. Build a Next.js web app for an AI finance tracker. It needs a secure user dashboard, a form to log daily expenses, and an AI-powered insights panel that automatically categorizes spending. Enable row-level security so users can only access their own data. Notice I'm not writing any technical specifications, no SQL, no file names, no component structure. I'm describing the product I want and letting the agent figure out the architecture. That's the whole point. Hit enter. Look at what happens before a single file is created. Because we're in planning mode, the agent goes through 3 research and planning steps first. It's not just generating code blindly. It's studying our workspace, connecting to our Supabase project through MCP to see what already exists, and designing the full architecture. Watch the right panel. This is incredibly powerful. The agent found our Supabase project through the MCP connection, confirmed it's active and healthy, checked that there are no tables yet, and pulled the project credentials automatically. We didn't tell it any of that. It discovered it on its own. 2 documents have been generated, and neither of them is code yet. First, the task checklist. This is the agent's full execution plan broken down into checkboxes. This is a senior developer's project plan generated in about 90 seconds. Now the implementation plan. This is even more detailed. The agent has already retrieved our live Supabase credentials through MCP. You can see it, found our project ID, our API URL, our publishable key, and confirmed our local workspace is currently empty. It knows exactly what it's working with. Then it lays out every single file it's about to create, with the exact command to initialize the Next.js project, explanations for every architectural decision, and a note about why it chose Tailwind with CSS variables for the glass morphism design we asked for. This is not a black box. You can read exactly what it's going to do before it does it. And here's one of my favorite features of planning mode. This proceed button. The agent has done all its research and planning, and it's now waiting for your approval before touching a single file. You can read through the entire plan, make changes, push back, ask it to reconsider anything. And only when you're happy, you click proceed. This is the difference between a tool that does things to your project and the collaborator that works with you. I've reviewed it, the plan looks great. I'm clicking proceed. And now, it builds. Watch the task list each item checks off as the agent completes it. Database tables being created in Supabase through MCP. Next.js project being scaffolded. Files being written. All of it happening automatically in the right order following the plan it just showed us. The moment I hit proceed, the agent starts working through that task checklist in order. Antigravity doesn't just run commands silently in the background. Every terminal command it wants to execute shows up as a permission request. You see exactly what it's about to run, and you choose to approve it or reject it. This is the agent working with you, not around you. I'll hit run. I'll approve this one too. While NPM is installing the packages in the background, the agent is already working in parallel. Another permission prompt. This one's asking to write to env.local, which will contain our Supabase credentials. I'm clicking allow this conversation, so it can create all the files it needs without asking me every single time. All packages installed, all application code written. But the agent isn't done yet. It now wants to run a production build to check for any compilation errors before declaring success. I'll run it. The build starts, you'll see a deprecation warning about the middleware file convention. And watch what the agent does with that. It caught the warning, fixed the TypeScript errors, and rebuilt to confirm everything compiled cleanly. The agent ran the dev server during its own testing, but I always like to open my own terminal and run it myself to confirm everything is clean. Let me do that now. Go to Terminal in the top menu bar. Click New Terminal. You can also use Ctrl-Shift-U as the shortcut. This opens a fresh terminal panel at the bottom of Antigravity, completely separate from the agent's background processes. The terminal opens directly inside our project folder. You can see the path right there. Now I'll type the one command we need, npm run dev. Ready in 3.7 seconds. You'll see the middleware deprecation warning again. That's a framework level notice, not an error in our code, and it doesn't affect functionality at all. Local URL is localhost port 3000. I'll hold Ctrl and click the localhost link directly. That opens it straight in the browser. Look at that. This is our login page. And I want you to appreciate what just happened. We wrote 0 lines of CSS for this, and the agent interpreted that into a real production quality UI. I don't have an account yet, so let me click sign up. The sign up page, I'll fill this in with my name and email and password, hitting create account. Interesting. The URL went to /dashboard, then immediately redirected back to login. It detected that my email isn't confirmed yet. Let me check my Gmail inbox. There it is. A confirmation email from Supabase auth arrived instantly. This is Supabase's built-in email verification. It's protecting our users from fake signups. In a production app, you'd customize this email with your own branding, but out of the box, it just works. Let me open it. It will redirect you to login page, enter your email and password again. We're in. This is our dashboard, logged in as Yassine, connected to our live Supabase database. 4 stat cards, total spent, this month, today and transaction count. Everything at 0 because this is a brand new account. The chart panel and recent transactions are waiting for real data. Let's give it some. I'll click expenses in the sidebar. The expenses page. Amount, date, description, and category. Now watch this field right here. It says AI will auto-categorize based on your description. I typed coffee and select appropriate category from the dropdown, or let auto-detect by AI. Instantly saved. The expense appears in the list, coffee, food and dining, $5, dated today. That data is now sitting in our Supabase expenses table. Let me go back to the dashboard and see what changed. Look at the dashboard now. All 4 cards updated. 1 transaction. Now let me test the AI categorization properly, with something less obvious than coffee. New expense, $20. Description, gym. This time, I'm leaving the category on auto-detect by AI and letting it decide on submission. Gym is ambiguous. It could be health and fitness, it could be sports, it could be a subscription. Let's see what the AI decides. Adding it. The AI categorized gym as healthcare. And you can see that small blue AI badge on the entry, which means the category was assigned automatically, not manually selected. That's genuinely smart. Dashboard and Insights page are now updating with combined data from both. This is the full app, working, authentication, database, AI categorization, real-time UI updates. Everything we built in one prompt, running live. Our app is working perfectly locally. Now, let's put it on the internet for the entire world to access. Before we touch Vercel, we need to get our code onto GitHub. This is a required step. Vercel deploys directly from a GitHub repository. So let's create one now. I'll click the Repositories tab, then hit the green New button. New repository, owner is True AI Guide. Name is AI Finance Tracker, matching our project folder exactly. I'm keeping it public so it's accessible. And importantly, no README, no .gitignore, no license. We leave all of these blank because our project already has these files. Adding them here would create a conflict when we push. Hit Create Repository. The empty repository is ready. GitHub is giving us the exact commands we need, right here in the Push an Existing Repository section. This is our 3-command sequence. Copy that remote URL. We'll need it in a moment. Now let's go back to Antigravity and run these commands. In the Antigravity terminal, first, git init initializes a local Git repository in our project folder. Then, git add stages every file for commit. You see a bunch of LF line ending warnings. That's completely normalizing line endings between operating systems. Nothing to worry about. Now the commit. Git commit -m initial commit. And look at this output. 33 files changed. 9,376 lines of code inserted. Every single file the agent built is being committed right now. All our pages, components, Supabase utilities, auth middleware, this is the entire application we built, captured in one commit. Now we connect it to GitHub. We connect our local repo to GitHub with git remote add origin, pasting the URL we copied from the GitHub page. Open the command palette with Ctrl-Shift-P. Type GitHub and you'll see Publish to GitHub right there. First time using it, it needs to authenticate. Let me show you that flow. Antigravity asks permission to connect to GitHub. Click Allow. A one-time authentication code appears. This is a device authorization flow, GitHub's way of securely linking Antigravity to your account without storing your password. Click Copy and Continue to GitHub. It copies the code and opens the browser automatically. GitHub confirms which account to activate the device on. True AI Guide. That's correct. Hit Continue. This is the key authorization page. Google Antigravity is requesting access to your GitHub account, specifically your repositories, including private ones, and the ability to update workflow files. This is what allows Antigravity to push code and manage your repos directly from the IDE. You'll notice the warning at the top showing your IP and location. That's GitHub confirming the request came from your device, not from somewhere unexpected. Everything looks correct. I'll click Authorize Google Antigravity. Connected. Antigravity is now authorized to push to GitHub. Back in the terminal, let's complete the push. The push command triggers a credential prompt. Enter your GitHub username and password to complete the push. 58.91 kilobytes pushed at nearly 1 megabyte per second. 48 objects. New branch main created on GitHub. Branch tracking setup, meaning every future Git push will automatically sync to GitHub. Let me open the browser and confirm. There it is. Our entire AI Finance Tracker application, live on GitHub. Every file, every component, every page the agent built, committed and pushed. This is the bridge between our local machine and Vercel. Now when we connect this repo to Vercel, it will have everything it needs to build and deploy our app to the internet. Let's do that now. Head to vercel.com. If you don't have an account yet, click Start Deploying. This takes about 60 seconds. First screen asks for your plan type. 2 options, Pro for commercial projects and Hobby for personal projects. Hobby is completely free with no time limit, and it's more than enough to deploy and share a real application publicly. I'll select Hobby, enter my name, and hit Continue. Now choose how to create your account. I strongly recommend GitHub, and here's why. Vercel's deployment workflow is built around GitHub repositories. When you connect with GitHub, Vercel can access your repos directly and set up automatic deployments every time you push new code. One connection, done forever. I'll click Continue with GitHub. GitHub asks you to authorize Vercel. I'll click Authorize Vercel. Account created. We're now inside Vercel. Let's do it. There are 2 ways to add a project, the Import button here on the dashboard, or the Add New button in the top right. Let me click Add New and show you what's available. Project, Domain, Store, Integration. We want project. This is where we connect our GitHub repository and set up our deployment. The Import Git repository section is asking us to install the Vercel GitHub app first. This is a one-time step that gives Vercel access to our repositories. I'll click Install. The Vercel GitHub app needs read and write access to your repositories so it can pull your code and trigger builds. I'm selecting all repositories That means every future project I create will automatically be available in Vercel without having to reinstall. Hit install. Our repositories are now visible. There it is, AI Finance Tracker, pushed 6 minutes ago. Click Import. Look at this. Vercel auto-detected our framework as Next.js. It read our package.json and figured out the build configuration automatically. I'm going to hit Deploy first. Vercel is pulling our code from GitHub. Watch the build logs in real time. The deployment says ready, but look at the preview thumbnail. There's an error. Let me click Visit and show you exactly what's happening. There it is. 500 error, the step most tutorials skip. Our middleware is trying to connect to Supabase to check authentication, but it can't find the credentials. Why? Because our env.local file, which holds our Supabase keys, was intentionally ignored by Git. It never got pushed to GitHub. It never reached Vercel. That's the right behavior. You never want secret keys in a public repository. But that means we have to add them to Vercel manually through the project settings. Let me show you exactly how. Open your env.local file in the project, the Supabase URL and the anon key. These are what Vercel needs. Copy them. We're going to paste them directly into Vercel's environment variable settings. In the Vercel project, go to Settings in the left sidebar. Then click Environment Variables. Empty right now. This is exactly why our app crashed. Click Add Environment Variable. 2 variables to add. First, next public Supabase URL. Paste your Supabase project URL. Second, next public Supabase anon key. Paste the full anon key. Notice the all environment setting. This applies to production, preview, and development automatically. Pro tip, you can also see the import.env button at the bottom. If you want to use env.local file directly, you can paste the entire contents there, and Vercel will parse it automatically. Either way works. I'll add both variables individually and hit save. Both variables saved, masked with dots for security. And Vercel is already telling us what to do next. A new deployment is needed for changes to take effect. There's even a redeploy button right in the toast. I'll click it. New deployment triggered. Vercel is rebuilding the application, this time with the environment variables available. Same source code, same commit, but now the app will be able to connect to Supabase. Watch the build logs. 48 seconds. Status, ready. And look at that preview thumbnail. There's our login page, exactly as we built it. The app deployed successfully this time. Let me click Visit. There it is. Our application live on the internet. Not localhost, not our machine. A real public URL that anyone in the world can open right now. The app is live. Now let me prove that everything is truly connected. The same Supabase database we used during local development is powering this production deployment. I'll sign in with the same account I created earlier. Look at this. The dashboard loaded on the live Vercel URL, and every single expense is already here. Now I'll add a third expense, $35, car repair category, set to auto-detect by AI. This is a completely different type of expense. Let's see what category the AI assigns. Hitting Add Expense. The AI Insights page, now with 3 expenses and 3 categories. The AI categorized car repair as Other. This is the complete stack working end-to-end on production. Antigravity built the code. Supabase stores the data. Vercel serves it globally, and it took 1 prompt to start. The full source code for everything you just watched me build is on our GitHub through AI Guide. You'll find the direct link to the repository pinned in the video description below. Clone it, fork it, use it as a starting point for your own project. It's all there. One important thing I want to be transparent about. What we built today is an MVP, a minimum viable product. It works, it's deployed, it's real. But it's the foundation, not the finished product. Right now, it has authentication, expense tracking, AI categorization, and spending insights. But there's a lot more you could add. Stripe payments to monetize it, budget limits and alerts, receipt scanning, multi-currency support, export to CSV, a mobile app, team accounts, the list goes on. This stack, Antigravity, Supabase, Vercel, can handle all of it. We just chose to stop here for the tutorial. So here's what I want from you. Drop a comment below telling me which feature you want to see added next. Whatever gets the most votes in the comments, that's the next video. You're literally deciding what I build next. So go tell me. If this video saved you time or taught you something new, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's still paying a developer to build what AI can now build in under 30 minutes. I'm Yassine, this is True AI Guide, and see you in the next one.